Gather round, boys and girls. It's story time with your favorite skunkle. Today's story: How I Was Conceived. What you're seeing here is a hot dog stand and ice cream shop just outside the city of Chicago. The smaller building in the foreground was an ice cream shop. I don't know if many of you are old enough to remember the old national brand of ice cream called Cock Robin. You can see in the sign here, Cock Robin. That was the name of the ice cream shop. Their claim to fame was they had square ice cream scoops. Anyway, in the background, the building you see in the background is a classic hot dog joint in the Chicagoland area named Gene and Jude's Hot Dogs. Now, my father loved Gene and Jude's hot dogs. I can't stand Gene and Jude's hot dogs. I think that they're vile trash. But ironically, my father, my mother, and everybody in my father's family and everybody in my mother's family love these hot dogs. I married a woman who grew up only a handful of blocks away from this institution, and she and her entire family love these hot dogs. My children love these hot dogs, well, with the exception of my son. But I am forever linked to this hot dog stand because of this story. My father used to love to get his hot dogs at Gene and Jude's Hot Dogs. He was addicted to them. And Gene and Jude's isn't a place where you can sit down at a table and have your hot dogs. They have a few counters that you can lean against, or you can take it to go, or what a lot of people do is they eat it in their car in the parking lot of Gene and Jude's. That would be the parking lot in between these two buildings. So my father used to get his hot dogs, and when he was done eating them in the parking lot, he would go over and get some ice cream to satisfy his sweet tooth. My mother worked at the ice cream shop. Now, right now, if you don't already know the story, you might be thinking to yourself, oh, this is cute. He would go get his hot dogs, and then he would go over to the ice cream shop where she worked, and they would flirt, and cute, right? No, it's creepy in that he was 27 and she was 16, but this is how it came to be. So, my father, having a hot dog and ice cream addiction, and my mother, having a penchant for dick, hooked up in the backseat of his car in this parking lot in late 1971. And in May of 1972, your boy was born. Now, it's not the typical love story. It's not the typical romance story. It's not the love story anybody even wants to hear. But it is the story of my existence, how I came to be. Dad took me out for hot dogs one day, and I went home with Mom. This ice cream shop no longer exists. I don't even know if there are any Cock Robins anywhere in the country. But I know that this one in particular no longer exists. The hot dog stand took over the entirety of the parking lot and just expanded their parking capabilities. Gene and Jude's, unfortunately, still does exist. I say unfortunately because, once again, it is rancid piss. But yes, this is where I was conceived, in this parking lot right here. My life has been wild from the get-go.